and welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Madisonville Marine. There are other boat dealers in East Tennessee, but none of them have as many different brands and models of boats under one roof. None of them offer the deals on new and used boats that Madisonville Marine does. And none of them can offer that with a 40-year history of success. That's a lot of customer service if you got people coming back for 40 years. And that's what Madisonville Marine is on the cusp of their 40th anniversary. All right, I want to welcome in the next wave of volunteers. Very happy to have these guys with us. We've had all three of these guys on the show before. Always fun to have them back. We start with one of the absolute legends at Tennessee, and it's hard to say that for kickers. For a kicker,
legend.
For a place kicker to become a legend, that's doing some work. Fuad Reveiz, who arguably with the long kicking tradition at Tennessee, perhaps the greatest ever come through there, especially when you throw in the long pro career.
I got to give him $20 now for that introduction.
Thank you so much. Was that earn it? Okay, good deal.
$15 on that.
All right, and then right next to you, J.J. Sarlis, former defensive lineman at Tennessee, who, when you were there, 2 SEC championships, Cotton, Sugar, Fiesta, and a coaching change. You experienced it all. And, of course, J.J., we mention him on a regular basis because you're with Safety Systems. We might mention that again later in this show.
Sounds good.
All right, and next to you, Daniel Hood. And Daniel, of course, recruited. He's part of that one guy who had 3 different groups attached to it. Recruited by Lane Kiffin, played under Derek Dooley, then finished up under Butch Jones. You got a great amount of insights for us. Daniel Hood, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, in that last segment, we talked about the talent upgrade at Tennessee. Let's talk about expectations. Fuad, you and I were talking before the show, the bowl game. It was a great, fun day for Tennessee fans. They longed for it for such a long time, and it was the kind of thing that it was just a release, you know, after all these years of trouble. But we tend to kind of overinflate expectations based on what you do in that bowl game. Are expectations rising a little too high, do you think?
Well, I think we got to be careful with that. I think it's a great thing that we won the bowl. I think it's an awesome thing for our program. We've come so far for so long. I mean, we're really doing well. And now we kind of build those expectations a little bit too high. But that's okay, because that's why everybody's so excited. We're excited to see better talent. We're excited to see better kids come in place. And we're really excited to see what's happening with that team because it's bonding together. And to me, that's really the number one thing. Can the players bond? Can the players get together and really circle the fences and circle the wagons? Because when good things happen, things get better. When bad things happen, you circle the wagons and you realize it's just us against the world. So I'm seeing a lot of that, and I'm excited for that part.
And that's one of those things, JJ, when you look at the bodies that are coming in, there are more Sunday bodies and all that kind of stuff. But you went through, when you arrived on campus, you guys started 0-6, finished 5-6. The next year, you're 11-1 SEC championship, or SEC champions. How much of a learning curve is there in terms of learning how to win? I mean, I want to know if this team is ready now. If they've proven enough to you that, oh, yeah, they're ready to win big, or is there a curve for a young team to actually learn how to put a game away?
I think Coach Jones, the coaching these guys are getting on a daily basis is going to, we're ready to win. I mean, we're excited. We're going to win now. I think this team's ready to win.
Really?
Yeah.
Even as a guy who's done a lot of coaching yourself?
Yes. I think we're ready now. I think it starts from the coaching staff all the way down. These guys are excited. And just the things you hear on a daily basis from the coaching staff, it's positive. So I think that these guys are ready to win right now.
Daniel, your thoughts? I know you came in here with a smile on your face. You're excited.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic about it. And the thing that I see the most when you watch the team every day, you see guys that love each other and love playing football. And I mean, you can pull up any highlight video you've seen, and I guarantee you that you see not only the players, you know, chest bumping, having a good time. You know, you see Coach Azzani. I'm pretty sure I've seen more Coach Azzani chest bumps than anyone else right now. But and it goes back to the guys who love football. And when you got guys that love each other and play hard for each other, that's when you're going to learn how to win, because they're never going to let their buddy down.
What?
And I think learning how to win is really the easy part of learning how to lose. Because when you're losing, you've gone through some hard times, you really create that really tight bond. Yeah. And when you create that really tight bond, you create thick skin. So I think we've done that in this team, and you mentioned that, Daniel, is that these kids are liking to play football again, they're liking each other. When was the last time you saw a coach come up to you, the kids, and high-five them and doing all the stuff they're doing now? The little things from running up and down the field, little things about getting together, those little things create the bond that creates in the system for that team to know, okay, when we win, it's fun, and that's the easy part. But when things go tough, when things don't go that well, that's when you really don't want the team to fragment. And we think we have a good foundation in that team.
Every time you hear somebody talk about Tennessee football right now, it's fun. You hear the words fun. We're back to the way things used to be.
Yeah. Daniel?
And just, right now is probably the most important part of the season. Coach Jones mentioned it. They got to learn how to be more mature as a football team. Mm-hmm. So to learn how to win, this fall camp has to be the toughest thing these kids have gone through in their life. And as I'm sure Jacob can attest, it will be. But it's getting that down because, and they can speak to it too. When you get day 12 and you've had 14 practices and you're trying to walk in and you got to lift and everything else, that's where you're going to establish what you're going to do in the season.
And I think, too, it's very important for the coach to hold back the reins a little bit. There's a lot of expectations right now, and it's easy to start living on your expectations. We've all been in teams that you expect to do a lot of big things, expect to win, and all of a sudden you start thinking that you're going to win without actually playing.
That's actually where I was going to go next. Yeah, you're pretty good. I'm going to have to give you the $15 back now. You guys, when you look at this team, is there any fear? Because as Butch Jones points out, we'll have a contrasting stat for this later in the show, but he likes to point out 64% of this team has played 1 year of football or less. Any fear that these guys may think with all fans are fired up, the predictions are going high? They've never been through a football season, some of these guys, these freshmen coming in there. Any fear that it may be one of those deals, well, yeah, we'll just roll our helmet out there and win, or has this program crawled on its belly enough over the last few years you don't have to worry about that?
I think we've been down for a while, so I don't think anybody's going to go in there with too big of a head. They're going to earn it on a daily basis, and again, it starts from a coaching staff. We're keeping these guys grounded, and you got to. Shoot, we were bad there for a while.
Yeah.
I think we're back now. Things are exciting again.
Daniel, your thoughts?
See, I love it. I love having that pressure on us because when we played in the dual years, it's kind of like, well, we just hope to go out there and at least cover the spread or something. But it's to finally have that to where you're expected to win. I mean, we went into every game, expecting to win the ball game, whether, whatever it was. And so to go ahead and have it, maybe when you get the other teams, they're like, man, we got to play Tennessee now. They're coming, they're playing fast, they're physical, and they're well coached. So to me, I love it. Put more expectations on it, and let's live up to them.
All right, very good, guys. I appreciate it. Daniel, JJ, and Fwan will be back with us a little later. When we come back, going to have some of our former Vols talk about their positions that they used to play and who's manning those positions now. That includes Jacob Gillum talking about the offensive line, such a key part of this year's team. That's all next on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for Benedict Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.